One of the best evenings we had at the Golden Nugget was when Steve Wynn came down for dinner to celebrate his birthday and wish us well in our new endeavor.
Nice to see you. I had been in the liquor business as a distributor before, in my career before the Nugget. And this man's on the phone who was the owner of this bar over on Sahara Avenue. And he had run into hard times, he and his wife, and all the liquor companies had put him on COD. They wouldn't give him any credit. And we had decided to give him credit, and he came out of it finally, and the place survived. So the phone rings, and it's this guy. He said, "Mr. Wynn, you remember me? I'm so-and-so from this place." And, "Oh, yeah, you helped my wife and I with the credit." And I've never forgotten that. I said, "Well, gee, thanks, sure." He said, "I read in the paper you got something to do with the Nugget, right?" I said, "Sure do. I got my lungs invested here." You know? He said, "In that case, Mr. Wynn, I think you have to come see me right away if you could come over. I'm here alone with my wife. We haven't opened up yet, but I have something very important to tell you." I jumped in my car. I went over to Sahara Avenue, and I go in this bar. And he's waiting there. He said, "You see this back room here?" And I looked in the back, and there's a table and sort of partitioned off. He says, "Every night at 4 o'clock, a bunch of your employees come over here." He said, "They have piles of chips, and they divide it among themselves." "How much money are you talking about?" He says, "Between $7,000 and $10,000 a night." I said, "Do you know any of their names?" He says, "Yes, I do." And I said, "For example," and the first name out of his mouth is the casino manager on swing shift, the boss. The second name out of his mouth is the assistant shift boss, the dice pit boss, the assistant dice pit boss, and the guy in charge of blackjack, and about 9 dealers. And if that was going on swing shift, what about the other shifts? Well, I had 3 friends that were in the gambling business, and they weren't known at the Nugget. And they came down, and for the next 2 weeks, chronicled the wholesale stealing. We had 350 employees. I think we fired 195.
Oh my God.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
Right.
We wouldn't be able to overcome that today.
My brother was going to Swarthmore College, and I put him in charge of the parking lot. So if you came in with your parking ticket and you validated it and you went out, you didn't got 2 hours of free parking. Well, some people didn't have their tickets validated. The guys collected the money and the people left. And then valet guys would stand in front of the cage and punch all the tickets in the simplex machine till they equal the entire cash of the night, so they could take the cash out of the box and turn in all the tickets as if they were free. And my brother said to the guys, "Okay, no more stealing. You guys have to turn in the money when the customers pay you." And the guys who were working the parking lot said, "Just a minute. This isn't fair. If you don't let us take this money, we can't make enough." They were so entrenched in the stealing that they challenged it. And the guy who was running the place was an honest fella. He just didn't know.
He didn't know. He never cut on.
The minute you stop watching the business in gaming, money sticks in the hands of angels. My father taught me that when I was a kid. But if you're not diligent, you make thieves out of honest people.
Tim, grab here. We found something.
This was presented to you in 1984, 20 years ago.
It was
This ran in the Las Vegas Sun
Las Vegas Sun.
from your employees.
And we
I
found
can
that in the
tell
archives.
you that this sentiment
Isn't
is
that
still
something?
very much alive.
What year was this?
1984, 20 years ago today.
The employees ran a big
How about that?
full page ad in the Sun saying "Happy Birthday, Steve" from all
So
your
everybody.
employees.
Is that cool?
Isn't that something?
20 years old.
So, no, we found that today.
Maurice found
like
it.
they found it today.
Maurice, is that cool?
There you go.
Oh, wow.
And so, the early days were full of nonstop excitement. Shortly after our dinner with Wynn, we went to meet with the mayor.